It was harder than any task or school or anything I ever did in the military, basic training. This was harder than any of it. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's a real estate boot camp.
You're the toughest client I've ever worked with. Nobody in their right mind makes the whole season of a TV show. We planned this thing all in 1 month and like turned it around. Like
they were filming for 20 some hours a day. Who wouldn't want to quit in that situation where Kyle's barely paying you?
Yeah, well, shit, we're not.
Kyle's
You're not
barely
getting
paying
overtime, that's for sure. You'll never see this in any show you watch besides this show. The host is a true producer.
The stress level was just so absurd, and I wanted nothing more than to just leave. 30, 40 grand it cost every single day to be there and produce.
I knew it was getting scarce whenever I was sitting on the stairs at Great Cliff, and Luke comes up to me with his Fidelity app open. He's like, dude, what do I sell? I'm like, oh man, he's going through it.
You got some young studs, you got some good eye candy, like you just have like... I think you had that big persona online, which was a big reason why I accepted the show, because I mean, you guys were already crushing it.
You would have shot us down if not.
I'm like, who is this guy? I mean, I would have had to do a bigger background check, but it's like, you know, everything's right there already. And you guys, you know, obviously you guys built that. So
even before I met Luke, I knew of him. And I wasn't even in real estate. Like I wasn't in any type of photography. Like I was just getting into it. Met him at a restaurant I was serving at. Came in at like 9 o'clock. Just sat there by himself. I got talking with him. He
ordered 3 steaks.
Cheapest meal actually.
No, he actually got a cheeseburger. I started picking his brain about marketing. I was like, yeah, I do photography now. What would you recommend me doing to grow this business that I'm trying to start? He was like, friend request everyone you know on Facebook. As he was leaving, he was like, my birthday's coming up. You mind like doing a photo shoot for me? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Did that next week. That went good. We ended up setting up another one for the next week.
The classic tuxedo, black tuxedo.
Yeah, a great clip. Yeah.
Some of those made the final agent.
That's right.
Posters.
That's crazy. That first photo shoot made it as cover.
Yeah, that's all.
One of the covers from Final Agent.
We did a shoot the next week where he brought a model out for it.
No, it wasn't a model. It was just a friend.
And then before we even started that second shoot to where we got to location, he asked me getting out of the car. He was, dude, would you consider working full time with me? And I was like, I don't know. You gotta think about it. Maybe it's kind of started from there.
Job description paid pretty good, and you were like, yeah, sure.
I went home.
It wasn't great.
I went home and told my girlfriend Caroline. I was like, this guy just offered me like a full-time gig. I was like, I don't really care what he's trying to pay. He knows everyone. I just know like getting into this, doing this with him, I'm just gonna learn everything.
Yeah.
If I want to get into real estate, this would be a good opportunity.
All right, so you were already crushing the game before you met him.
Sort of.
But
he helped me crush it a lot more.
Like, yeah, what did that look like? Like, obviously, like, all right, people don't know the show. Like, the show costs a shit ton of money. So, like, what led you to be able to even, you know, afford a show, make a show?
Talentine Real Estate.
He was a big part of that?
Oh, yeah. Because I was doing pretty good. I was using another photography company. Everything I do, I always want to make it a little bit better. I always want my own, like, in-house media person. When I used him, I'd probably use 15 different photographers, and he had the best eye I had seen. I knew he was really, really good. Why don't you just come work for me? Like,
yeah.
I wanted to start making YouTubes, better quality, for the pictures, for the listings, everything. So that's where that started.
And I didn't even shoot any real estate before I met him either. I remember like our second week working together, I went to a listing that he had, and he had a photographer there doing the photography. I was just picking that guy's brain for like an hour.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm trying to learn all this because like this looks easy.
Yeah.
That's how it kind of started.
Then we got some big ones super quickly, started selling a ton. And I mean, for the 4 years prior to that, always wanted a TV show, reality TV show of some sort, especially in the real estate world, because once you get on TV with the real estate side, everybody comes to you for their buyers, sellers, everybody. So I was like, that's the one way we're going to skyrocket sales is going to be through having a TV show.
Because your big inspiration for you was these guys who made TV shows.
Ryan Serhant, Josh Altman, both of those guys, they had not sold hardly anything until they got on the TV, and then they sold billions, billions, and billions.
Yep.
So TV was what skyrocketed their careers. Bravo is not here filming a show like in the DMV tri-state area. So I was like, the only way we're gonna be able to do this is one, I have to move, or two, I gotta start my own show.
Yep.
Real estate itself, in my opinion, it can be very exciting, but it's also pretty boring.
There's already a market for it. Like
there's totally a TV market for it, but a lot of those shows, I mean, they're okay, but a lot of it is scripted. In my opinion, I think it's scripted, or just focused on like drama. The ones that are really just about the houses are also kind of boring.
Yeah, they were super boring.
So I wanted to do something that was going to be viral in a sense. So fast forward a little bit, the conception of The Final Agent started out with a dating show, which was going to be real estate and me trying to find a potential spouse.
How's your dating background? Pretty good.
It's a little rough.
But you had a good dating series before.
Oh, yeah. So I made a show when I was down in Florida. It's called Dating Files, and that did super, super well. We did 16.5 million views in the course of 2-ish months. Couldn't believe how well it did because I had tried to make YouTube videos before on real estate, marketing, everything. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
And then when we did the dating show, it just skyrocketed. It was insane. So I was like, I have to bring some drama, something that everyone can relate to.
That's what all this leads to. Is you got to bring in something.
Yeah, you have to make it exciting in some way. It has to be entertaining to get people to watch.
So were you also posting? You were posting the dating file stuff while you were also posting the real estate content.
Yes, sort of.
Florida.
I wasn't sure where I wanted to go because the dating side took off so quick.
Yeah.
Just shows when people have relatable content to watch. Like that's why we needed to bring something in the show that was relatable.
Yeah,
it just couldn't be real estate. You got to bring in some more shit than that.
So I thought of this idea, which is going to basically be The Bachelor / real estate, and I was going to have a cast of like 20 girls and take them to these fancy dates down in the Potomac, Bethesda, Great Falls. Because one of my goals was to break into that market. Like, this is a perfect way to do it. So then I called you, and I knew about you from Brock.
Yep.
And so I was like, well, I need a studio to do this. So I called you up. You loved the idea.
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be awesome.
You're like, this is a great idea. So I was like, all right, let's go into this a little bit. I think you quoted me of what?
I think it was like 60 something. Yeah.
Yeah, 60-some thousand. This was middle of October.
Yep.
2025.
Yep.
So middle of October, you quoted me like 60-some thousand. I was like, with chefs and transportation and helicopters and all this stuff, paying the cast, we're going to be easy like 200,000.
I think it was going to be like a week straight. We were going to shoot it in the summer.
Yeah.
We were going to wait.
So we're going to have to wait till
all
summer,
the renovations that are happening right now.
Launch it, have it at Grey Cliff.
Yep.
Have everyone live there. I was really excited about it for about a week and a half. And then I started thinking about financial costs. And I was like, this is so much money. I've never been in front of 5 cameras at once or this sort of production.
And the waiting involved. We're jumping the
7
gun.
months.
We're up, we're in post-production right now. We're like eager to be finished.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have even started this shit
That's
yet.
crazy. I was like, this is so much money. I'm worried I won't be able to do well in this. Or what will I do in that setting? Will I be able to perform?
When did you really realize that, though? Because I thought we had this show in the books. I was like, all right, this girl from California, she's helping us write it. So we're planning out some dates, they're going to go to houses, these farms, horseback riding, and you guys were all pretty excited. You were like, all right, we're going to go to Florida. But you guys went to Florida. I feel like something happened in Florida.
And then we got in Florida.
Something happened in Florida.
I did. I went on a date.
Yeah, you went on a date. And
it went really well. I was like, well, maybe this won't. There was a few reasons we did not take that route. One was the cost was going to be very, very high.
Yep.
2 was we had to wait until June of 2026 to do it. 3, I was like, this could potentially hurt me in the future relationships. So, and maybe number 4, and this was Brock's concern, maybe it was the wrong look for real estate.
Yeah.
And all of those things were valid.
Yeah.
And so I said, look, maybe we do or don't do it. I don't know if we will or not. But what we should do is do a smaller show before we film that show. And we have time to do that. We can do a small show.
That's what you said, actually.
Yeah. I want me and Brock, I want people to see how we work together, what we're building, how we've really done well at just showcasing real estate, the quality of that. If I'm going to do this show and take 2, 3, 4 weeks off from selling real estate, I need an agent or 2 to be able to cover all my business, take care of my clients, take care of the listings, buyers, everything. And I cannot do that right now because it was just me and Brock. Like, I was selling, he was doing the media.
Yep.
I'm like, we need to recruit someone, we need to hire someone, we need to train them. So why don't we make a show about me and Brock's relationship and how we work together? We can go into my story, his story, tell that, and then also bring in these agents individually, take them out for a day with us, and see how they handle some of these different
This is
scenarios.
what it was. This is what I thought it was, because it's crazy. Like, when I first met these guys, when I first came over here for the first time, we're like filming this kind of like pitch video that like might be like kind of like the show trailer. And like, I was like, all right, we got to like film Luke working. Because I thought the show was going to be like that. Like the real estate shows we watch. You watch these guys doing deals in real time, working. and there's people shadowing. Maybe the contestants are shadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that would have been fucking boring. Like,
Yeah,
that would've
yeah.
sucked.
Well, and then we kept digging into that idea and that concept.
And I watched the whole Manhattan season 2. It just dropped. Her and I watched the whole thing
Yeah.
together, and we're like, okay, this is like I had, I wanted to like it. I did like it because I was like, we have to make this. But at the same time, I had that
It wasn't engaging enough.
Yeah,
Like I watched the first episode. I'd seen season 1, but the first episode of season 2, and it just did not hold my attention. And then as we kept planning out, and we didn't have a name for it at this point.
Yeah.
There was no name.
Yep.
It was just a concept of like me and Brock will have, and you quoted us a lot lower for this.
Yeah, 30,000. I'm assuming. Honestly, I assumed that the 60,000 was the reason they said no. So I'm like, all right, let's just cut it. Let's cut it in half. And this is crazy because I get the most backlash, and we could talk about this. But I get the most backlash from my team. Like, Kyle, why didn't you quote a more reasonable? We're in production. We're struggling. We're pinching pennies at some points. Look, guys, if we don't sign the 30,000, the initial 30,000, none of us are here.
Yeah.
That's what got us here. And and Luke was a great host, and thank God he's got the capital. But obviously, I could tell right away. I knew that if you believed in something enough, you would put an army behind.
Go all in.
You just
Yeah.
catfished me.
Yeah, I did a little bit. Yeah, I did a little bit. And, I had to prove myself too.
Yeah.
And then you had to say, okay, Kyle can
Yeah.
handle this kind of money.
We probably could have done it for way, way less the cost if we had stuck with the original idea.
Yeah,
But then
Original idea, you could have went with 3 camera guys and just.
that was the plan,
Yeah.
just to follow you around, kind of.
Yeah, it could have been simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
November 23rd. So that was middle of November. Me and Brock were sitting here. We got back from a trip, or beginning of November. We got back from a trip from Florida, and we started to think about other ways we could do a show sooner, quicker, lower cost.
Yep.
Tell a story of me and him, recruit someone, hire someone so they could take care of the business if we decide to do the second phase of the show.
Yep.
The dating side. Real Estate Bachelor.
We had some good titles for that.
Oh, yeah. We had a bunch.
Yeah.
Love on the Potomac.
We love on the Potomac. Yeah.
That was good. That was really good. It's trademarked. Sorry, trademark. Don't take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Taken. Yeah, it's coming. I made a post November 23rd. Well, how did we get to the 6 agents?
We eventually, we hopped on a call and decided okay, this should be pretty sweet. No matter maybe the game show aspect wasn't there, you guys hiring somebody would be awesome.
Yeah.
Having and that automatically kind of leaned towards the game show. You got people, you have contestants, game show.
Yeah.
And then we got to the hiring right away, the casting.
And I think we were just brainstorming, and it was middle of November, and we were like, well, yeah, let's go 6 people,
Mm-hmm.
and we can make it sort of competition. And I know me and you talked about that a bunch. We were like, yeah, we kind of like that idea. Then we took it back to you, and you're like, yeah, that would work. We could film that.
I think a big reason we got so many applicants, speaking on this real quickly, was because we didn't know if it was realtors competing or people. Our show was obviously a lot of green people that were competing.
Yeah. Well, that's November 23rd.
Gotcha.
I made a post on Facebook, said, hey, we're looking for 6 people to come on to this show. You got a shot at $10,000 and working directly with me. Send me a message if you're interested.
Yep.
And within 3 weeks, we had 61 people apply
Yep.
to the show. A few were realtors, and a lot of them weren't realtors. We didn't have a plan there necessarily on who to take and who not to take.
Just so happens that everyone that we actually brought on, 7 of them weren't agents.
Yeah, and even
that kinda-
Jared was 2
it's kinda
months
made-
in. Yeah. But we were really discussing that because there were some realtors, we thought the realtors would bring the drama, obviously. There was a demographic with the realtors. You get an old 60-year-old guy you can maybe throw in there. So
Well,
we were
I need to say one thing,
Yeah.
because, and Brock brought this up earlier when we were chatting, the reason I had no one working with me, I didn't try to recruit anyone, but I was so frustrated with most younger agents that were coming into the business because they did not have the discipline, the work ethic. They didn't want to go out and grind and be resourceful, and I didn't think they could keep up with me. So then when we did auditions, I'm like, okay, we can throw a huge net, find, 50, or at that time it was a handful of people.
Yeah.
Let's find a handful of people, pick out the best ones, put them through this competition, take the best person and have them work with me.
Yep.
We ended up with a lot more people than we thought because just that Facebook post, we had 30-some thousand views within the first 3-4 days on it. And I was getting a comment or a message almost every single hour
Yep.
of people just being like, hey, I'm interested. I would love to be a part of this. And so that was shocking. I didn't think we were going to get that much feedback from people.
For anybody watching, listening, normally you don't market a project beforehand, but I think us marketing this project as we were going every step and still now, like it's just fucking crazy. Like the numbers that it's brought along the way.
It drove us.
Like even those, like I'm just thinking about that open house competition. Like those extras that were there, like just like 20 something people. Like we planned this thing all in 1 month and like turned it around, like to get that amount of people to show up. It's all because of this.
And to point that out, like it was December 2nd when we were still, I had it on my calendar earlier, like still looking for a show name.
Yep.
Try to set a location and casting date for in-person auditions. And we started production January 6th.
Yep.
So we had 30 days to come up with a show name, pick out the cast,
all the locations,
all the logistical nightmare of it, come up with each competition for each episode, which changed over and over and over. There's so many calls.
That was the hardest part. Competitions and and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
for me, it was the logistics.
The logistics were always fun and easy, in my opinion.
Oh, no! What? Having to house the cast,
the Airbnbs and stuff.
The Airbnbs, trying to find the locations.
Locations were a mess.
The locations were horrible.
Yeah,
all the legal side. Yeah, the transportation. Mm-hmm. Like that was a complete. It was a logistical nightmare.
100%.
Trying to, because we had 8 cast members. All the different stars of the show. We don't want to give away any spoilers here. All the different stars that came on the show, the entire crew.
20.
We had to feed everyone, house them, pay them, have contracts signed, make sure there was transportation from each location. Every day there was supposed to be some sort of move to a new location. Making sure our stars and special guests they were flown in. The furthest was Oregon, Portland, Oregon. That was a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
A party in the middle of all of it.
And you did. I mean, it's crazy. So, like, you'll never see this in any show you watch besides this show. The host is a true producer. Seriously, like, this guy, like, he planned a shit ton, especially locations. I mean, you handled... I mean, you have the real estate contacts, obviously, but...
Yeah, but it was still horrible.
It's still terrible. Yeah.
It's actually a bit of fear when we talk about season 2, because we'll probably have a much more established, larger crew.
Yeah, you could take off a bit, You could just focus on being the host.
But I actually don't like that. Because I think that I will be less stressed in season 2. Therefore, I won't be as hard on the contestants and like just freaking out all the time. So I feel like it won't be as good.
But it's
going to be better.
You were stressed about all the logistics the whole time.
Oh, yeah. It was
all the time.
I mean, there's videos of me just yelling at people on the phone, yelling at you, I don't really yell at you, but...
You probably heard on speaker a good bit next time.
Rocky never really gets yelled at, but everybody else gets yelled at.
All right, back to pre-production though. So I think we established the show. You got the Facebook market up, the posting, whatever.
It's so many people fly.
And the next thing you know, we have auditions. That's the first thing we dealt with. Like, we got to find...
That was middle of December.
But yeah, I wouldn't say it's like we decided to choose that because we were like, we needed the best talent right now. Like, I think, in my opinion, casting was the easiest and kind of the most fun. So naturally, you want to go to that and just get it out of the way and do it. But, I mean, that shit took us fucking weeks. I mean, we were FaceTiming people like Mike, who made the show, Dom, weeks after the original audition. Let's talk about the original audition.
Okay.
Because I think that was a good time where we had just let go of a team member that was working with me, brought on Joe. Joe was there.
I fired him.
You two, Luke fired him. Had you two there, but that was the four.
I'm the Quentin Tarantino of this.
Yeah, you are. Right? You are.
Or who's the other? Tom Cruise.
You're Tom Cruise, yeah.
Tom Cruise. You gotta be ruthless on set.
Yeah, don't fuck with this guy.
Yeah, don't do it.
But we had auditions and we had about 22 or 24 people there. I just want to talk about that. I just feel like that was like a fun time.
It was great.
It was an interesting time because
we had a lot of terrible ones, a lot of great ones. I won't say they were terrible, but there were some duds in there.
One thing that you said like 5 minutes ago that stuck out to me was new realtors, they don't have what it takes. They're not putting it, they're not showing up prepared or going grind or whatever. Like these people that walked in this room, some of these people were like wearing a puffer jacket and like, smell like drugs. And I'm like, you guys are auditioning for a fucking TV show here. Like, let's get our shit together. You better be on TV. Like, and your camera's already rolling when you walk in.
It was shocking.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, I don't know.
In reality, some of those, the ones walking in like that are the ones people want to see.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of hard to differentiate like who you actually want to go with,
That's true, because you want people that are interested.
Yeah.
But I also
want those different personalities.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I told you constantly, I'm like, yes, they need to be good for TV, but they also need to be a great possible agent for me.
Yeah.
And I don't just want people for entertainment. I want people that can actually work for me.
Yeah, we had some guys that came in and girls. And we had a girl that was on the Beast Games. I mean, she was on a big show. She was probably entertaining, I imagine. She would have been entertaining. And then Chris, obviously, he would have been
The two personality.
the personality guy. Some interesting characters that would have been interesting on the show, but wouldn't have worked on your team.
Yeah, I just wanted people that could potentially be great agents, and we really did push extremely hard for that, and we, in my opinion, we somewhat achieved that.
I think our cast was phenomenal.
Yeah, our cast was amazing. Like, cast was great. Everyone was, and I obviously had my gripes and issues and fights and drama with them, but they could all potentially be great agents.
Yeah.
Almost all. Yeah. Not quite all.
And I think they look like they're meant for TV, to be honest.
Yeah.
All of them, like, you got some young studs, you got some good eye candy, like, you just have, like, a cast. No, I'm telling you, you got this season 1 cast that's, like, they could be, like, the fucking Avengers out there. It's just, it's a great cast.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad we went with the young stuff. I wish there was some more.
I really don't know if we brought any older people, if they could
Yeah, oh no. And I'm glad the crew was young too. I'm glad the whole the whole, like, and we'll get into that at some point.
Yeah.
Kind of like
production.
Just
it was miserable.
I feel like your message on set, like, just grind through it. That was a message for them, the contestants, to hear, but it was also a message for my team to hear.
Well, I talked to your team multiple times.
I know you did. I know you did. And they were bitching just the same. We'll get there when we get there. So I guess casting was fun. Some people made the cut. Some people didn't make the cut.
And we appreciate everyone that came out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, totally. Like, thank you guys for coming and being a part of that.
So out of the people that came to the in-person, it was like 24 or something. How many of those were
3 made it. Jared, Callan, and Kyle. Kyle kind of made it.
Yeah.
You look back at Kyle's audition and you're like,
can't give anything away.
I know, but, like, I'm talking to the editors today. Actually, no, I'm talking to T. Willie today. He's talking about how he needs more Kyle. Then I'm talking to the editors afterwards. And I send them the audition to Kyle. Kyle's actually great at auditions because he comes in and he's fucking bullshitting. Like, that's what you gotta do. You gotta fake it so you make it. Yeah. And he was the definition of that, so I gotta give him props. But his whole thing on the audition, I was watching today, it was like, Kyle, if you could have a TV show, what'd it be? And he was like, I would have a TV show about being so real. Just being me. And it kind of is, like, I mean, it's kind of true. You make a TV show out of his clips, like, that's what you'll get.
Oh my gosh. So we finished up in-person auditions. We had a few that we really liked, a lot that we felt like weren't going to be the right fit. So we continued to search.
And we did callbacks for those people that
we did some,
Jared,
we did some callbacks, re-interviewed. Then I started pulling a few people, and Adam was one of them. Aaliyah was one of them.
And Michael actually hit me up. We had a deadline set for whenever we were going to have that lineup finalized. And Michael called me up 6 hours before that. And he was like, hey, like, I'm interested in a TV show.
Yep.
Let's hop on a call.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we finalized the list of the contestants and sent out that. We did have one contestant drop out.
We did. That's true.
Yeah.
We did have a female drop out.
And then we replaced her within like 12 hours.
With a Hispanic. I'm just kidding.
We had a great replacement for her. Like, she would have, honestly, she would have done really well. Person we had picked, but then her replacement was pretty much perfect.
Way better. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think it worked out. I think that was a good choice.
Yeah.
I think, speaking on just the contestants real quick, and like how normal from production people, they would find this interesting. We were only in pre-production for a month. I feel like that month felt like a long ass time because we were done casting. Next thing you know, you guys were making videos and doing headshots. But I kind of felt like a little disconnected from that.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys were like, I just
go.
Yeah, you were going, and like it was good you guys did that because that was building the online hype for the show. But just looking back at it, like so much happened in this month.
Yeah.
We had 800, almost, I think it got close to 800,000 views just on the Final Agent page within, it's like 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. Yeah.
Like just from all their communities, the collaboration with them, it was going crazy.
Yep.
I used the method that I saw Only Manhattan do whenever they started their Instagram for their show. They introduced each agent that was on there, collab with them, so all their people saw it.
Yep.
So there you got like 10 posts like right away.
But that exposure was key.
Huge.
Yeah,
it was huge. Everyone, like the region, knew about the show.
Mm-hmm.
Which was amazing.
And our partners on the show, cars we rented, any partners we had, houses we had
collaborated
with, like they probably said, yes, because a lot of this exposure period built.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we don't got anything shown. They're like, what were these guys?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you would get with any other TV show. First of all, I want to say this. Nobody in their right mind would go out and make a fucking season of a TV show. Nobody's done this. Like, nobody's done this type of TV show. But even in general, nobody makes a whole season. They make a pilot, or they make a short film that they want to make a feature film. Nobody in their right mind makes a damn whole season of a TV show. So
off the rip.
Yeah, we'll see. We should be in.
I know where you live. I know your address, Kyle.
Hey, I'm glad we did though. Yeah.
So then we rolled in. It was a scramble the last week because we had to get all the different locations for the houses we featured.
We're still getting judges too at this point. Like,
yeah, we were still getting judges lined up, people to confirm with us, flights planned, last minute transportation,
gear was a big one at the end.
Gear was huge. How much was the value of that?
150 plus, but we spent probably close to at least 30 plus on.
Yeah, 30-some thousand on gear rentals. We needed Enterprises trucks
to go pick up the contracts
stuff.
Contracts were huge.
Yeah, we had to have the gear picked up, everything taken out to Grey Cliff, everything set up. We had
Grey Cliff was getting completely redone on the interior.
Grey Cliff wasn't even finished yet because the interior was getting redone.
Yep.
We had to get all the party equipment. Me and Sheila, she was in charge of the party and setup and decorations and everything, set designer. We had to do all of that ourselves, which was just nightmarish, like going through that whole process.
It was a lot to keep track of.
So many things.
We're balancing with like 30 plus people's schedules. And obviously we'll get to what happened on January 7th, but like, it's just nuts.
What happened on January 7th?
Norovirus.
Oh, yeah.
I just like can't believe it. Like, we're so many schedules. And the contestants, it's like everyone's got different kinds of jobs. People got full-time jobs, part-time jobs, and like all this kind of shit.
Yeah. And then all the contracts had to get signed. People were complaining about some of those.
Yeah, that was all the way up until the buzzer beater. Like a day before, 2 days before production.
You wanted me to hire a caterer. I said no way.
Yeah.
So I went in, got a Costco membership, bought all the food.
Yeah.
Caroline was helping do that. Zoe was helping. We basically did everything on our own because we had to be, aware of the budget.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't go over budget, which we went over budget many times.
Oh,
but we still had to do things for the best price possible.
At what point did you realize, like, oh shit, this is going over budget?
I would say like a few weeks in.
Yeah.
No, a few weeks into just pre-production.
Oh, well, me and you and Ethan were having calls. Yeah.
Yeah, because the price kept going up.
Every time we called Ethan.
But every time the price went up, the show did get better.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't just raising
the price. It's justifiable every time.
Yeah, because we were going to do 6.
Every time.
We were going to do 6 people, and then, Brock was pushing for 8. I was pushing for 8. Kyle was like, if we do 8, we have to have more cameramen.
We were at 6 after the audition date.
Yeah.
Like, we were...
Mm-hmm.
Then we
but we really felt
later.
like 8 was the perfect number.
Oh, yeah.
So that increased the price. We just kept doing thing after thing that kept making it better and better and better. The competition-wise, the reason one of our crew members got let go was because I felt that, the competitions were kind of weak, and if we were going to go and make a show this big, the competitions needed to be more intense.
So that's what we did, by the way, at first. We fucking intensified the shit out of them.
Yeah,
to
we
the
kept
point
going better and better.
The first episode, when you guys see it, that might have been a pitch in a university auditorium in front of like 100 kids. Like that was like the idea.
We're going to 200.
Yeah. And then it scaled down, and it was still just as intense, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that day. We were talking about it on the phone.
Well, middle of December, me, you, and
Joe just listened.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah.
We sat there for 4 hours and went through every single outline.
Yep.
Because we never had a script. We had an outline.
Yeah.
Like an outline of the show each day of what was going to happen.
Yep.
And so none of this stuff is scripted. It's all outline based.
Yep.
And we went through the outline and redid it over and over and over until we felt like the competitions were perfect. Everything was perfect. And the intensity was there so the audience, you guys at home could watch and be entertained.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff that we originally started with was just it wasn't intense enough. Wasn't entertaining enough.
And I think the competitions too, we were pretty intentional about, like, you guys will see the show obviously, but first competition, you're competing by yourself. Even second, you're competing by yourself.
It was sequential.
But you're like with Luke, and then now you're with like a team, and like you wanted to like build it a certain way where they felt like they were growing.
Well, it would start as an agent, and then we realized during auditions that we wanted to bring on people that were aspiring realtors. And that was for a few reasons. One, we felt like the audience at home could look at those people and feel more connected to them or see themselves in them, which worked perfectly.
And as a show, we are showing the fresh new stuff to the audience at home that wants to learn, just like as a realtor.
Yes. With those new agents, I could train them. They wouldn't have any bad habits. I could train them from ground zero to being elite, best agent in the world. That was why I wanted people who, no experience, no license, and take them from, the bottom to the top.
And it's more entertaining. Like,
it was more way.
You guys are gonna see it, but people are freezing on stage, and you don't know the shit. Yeah, and it's kind of funny.
But then the competitions were designed to where sequentially they got like a brand new agent could sort of do it.
Yeah.
And then it just got harder and harder and harder till the last competition, which was like the final thing an agent would do in their training process.
And looking at the final competition, like I get cold chills thinking about it. Like it's just so funny, and it's just awesome how each contestant used what they learned along the way. But so many things, like the way they talk and like just the words they were using. I don't know, it was awesome.
It was amazing how much they progressed throughout the course of that 11 days of filming, 12 days, whatever it was.
Yep.
But then right before. So we're about to start filming.
I think we got to talk about the call right before filming with the contestants, because this is like you got to mention this. The foreshadows.
Oh man, we're gonna get long here. Okay, so 2 days before production, we get on a group call with cast and contestants, I believe, right?
Or no, it's just we did two separate.
Okay,
you guys rejoined.
So with just the cast, and I told them, absolutely, be on your best behavior. No drug paraphernalia, no alcohol, like basically be on your best behavior the whole time.
Yep.
And any house we go to always has to be left better than the way we find it.
Yep.
No safety issues. I don't want anybody, obviously drinking and driving. I don't want anybody jumping off a ladder and breaking a leg, like no safety violations whatsoever. And it was their briefing, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of it. Looking back, it was very like military-like briefing. Yeah, went in one ear and out the other. We can't give away too much though about the show.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah,
but we did have a lot of questionable activities.
And that briefing was also, we were talking about the show, expectations on day one. You guys were staying the nights, what you're going to show up and do. This is how productions kind of work, because I think a lot of
that was your brief.
Yeah,
that was yours. Yeah.
Like that was kind of the whole thing there. And
mine was more of a safety.
They heard mine, they didn't hear yours.
Yeah, they didn't hear mine. Yeah, they missed out. Go watch the show if you want to see what happens. So it's great.
Now we're, let's say, a day before production.
Yeah, it's chaos.
You guys were there pretty much all day. I show up a little later. And we're setting up security cameras. We're setting up the house to look nice, sweeping the driveway, because we got first scene we're shooting is when these nice
got
cars.
Landscapers out there cleaning everything, prepping everything.
Just full prep mode, moving the whole crew into the Airbnb, which is like 5 minutes away. And really just prepping for the chaos that's coming on January 6th.
Getting everything staged. It was horrible. Day of, well, you talk about that. Well, did your crew have any mess ups?
No, I think the only thing like that I would, I wish we had 2 days of preparation, because like security cameras, like that's a big thing that you shouldn't overlook. Ultimately, we decided with thankfully Norovirus gave us a production break, but we made some changes in between that break, which was nice.
Well, and I want to say one thing on the production side, or the crew side, was we had a 13,000 square foot castle they were filming in, and it's 3 levels. The basement, which is, bottom level, the entire half of it was all gear laid out.
Oh yeah.
Like literally $150,000 worth of gear.
We still had to film down there somehow.
Yeah, I got to film down there a lot. Got to move up cameras and stuff up the stairs or the elevator.
So much gear.
Thankfully, there was an elevator.
Yeah, that was huge, because we had the carts, and cameras, and lighting, and that was not. I couldn't believe how much gear was there.
Yeah,
that was one of the most shocking things to me.
But no, starting day one, I think like we all could prep as much as we possibly could. Like watch as much as reality TV as you can, understand how they're moving, how they work. But really, like our team was green. We had Caitlin was our only person who worked on the Beast Game show as well, but had pretty much nobody that had the experience to what we were actually performing. So we tried to prep the best we could. Had the first slow start with them getting out of the cars, contestants in the green screen room. Kind of, I would say we didn't script anything, but I would say day one was probably the most planned out, right? In terms of like, okay, we're doing this at this time.
Well, even I want to comment on that too, because even the logistical side, Dom connected me with Bentley of Washington because they reached out to him somehow, and so I got on a call with them. And they kind of gave me.
I don't know.
Yeah, so Dom connected me with Gabby down there at Bentley, Ashley Martin of Washington, D.C. And that was 3 days before production. It was right, and she gave me kind of a heavy price, and I was like, nah, we're not going to do that. She's like, well, we'll do it anyways. And so they basically, for free, brought those cars out there the first day. Had to pay money for the second time. Yeah, the second time they brought cars out.
But don't get out of their own cars. I think that would have been funny.
But we didn't have...
They're driving.
yeah. But even those cars coming out, like I was going to have to find vehicles for that.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't have that.
Yeah.
And that was like 3 days before production that was
Yeah.
figured out.
Yeah.
So it was like logistical nightmare.
Always.
Trying to get everything lined up and ready for production.
Yep.
But yeah, so cars roll in, contestants roll in.
And I think like even the contestants showing up, like, you know, they're showing up for the first time and they got to hop right in the green screen room.
Yeah.
They got bright lights everywhere. It's like they got to do these things and they're like, what the, like, honestly, like the contestants, like, yeah, they're living these things naturally, but like this day one, it's like, all right, this is like your task. You got to like get out of the car and do this.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go in the basement and answer some questions. Like imagine being in their shoes. It's kind of like,
Yeah, you might have to get out of this car 4 or 5 times.
yeah, exactly. You know, like they're kind of learning, like we're all learning these things together. But and then you got, you know, not to spoil it, but you got 5 crazy guest judges here for this first episode.
We talked about those all night.
Like,
So
that's
the
intense.
guest judges were amazing, like super phenomenal, moguls in their regions.
Yeah.
We won't get into the competition or anything, but to hit on some of the macro pieces of this, basically after day one, everyone got sick.
Yeah. My biggest takeaway from day one, from my standpoint,
Yeah.
was actually during the competition, right when the contestants, so competition one, they were all individually competing, but right after they finished competing, they would go talk shit about the competition in the bedroom, and our sound
Good
people, our sound people have their sound rolling all the time. We're always listening, but our camera people weren't in there.
Yeah.
So like,
That was our one.
that's something you guys will see on the episode. There's so much technical progression like that throughout the whole show. Security cameras get better.
Kept getting better and better
Night
and
team
better.
comes. Like these things just, you know, the camera's in the bus after the competition. You're getting all this shit talking.
We were learning as
You
we were
learn as you
going.
go. We were doing it as we were went. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even through pre-production, we're like, all right, we'll figure
Yeah.
this out. It's legal document.
Day one was so different than day 10
Mm-hmm.
of production.
For sure.
So different. Day one happened. It was okay. Everyone got sick that night. The next day, basically shut production down.
So we talk about like, I love this story. Talk about like the dinner. Like you said, you started feeling sick during dinner.
Yeah, during dinner, I was like boiling hot. I started feeling like I was going to pass out. I wasn't sure why. I just felt like crap. It was bad. Like I felt like I was going to black out. And then as soon as we got on production, at that time I wasn't living at the house. So I went to drive home and the behind the scenes person was with me that we'd hired for that. I had the window down like the whole hour drive home back to Frederick from Great Cliff.
Yep.
It was cold. It was really cold out.
Oh, yeah.
Tina was like,
January.
a few days later, he's like, I knew something was wrong. We
Yeah.
had the window open on the drive home. Then I got home, went to sleep, woke up, deathly sick.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away too much here.
Can I talk about the next morning?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
the next morning comes around, and like Joe and I were like, "Oh, we got to wake up, you know, mad early to make sure we're on set early." So it's like 5 a.m. And you weren't with us, but you called us,
Mm-hmm.
and you were like, "Oh, I don't feel too good."
I remember waking up and reading this text message. I sent it like 3
2 a.m. or 3 a.m. Yeah, but like somehow like you called us at 5 too. You were probably still up puking.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it was bad.
And you're like, you were sounding terrible, and you're like, I don't feel good. And I remember looking at Joe. I'm like, all right, we get to sleep in a little bit. Like this kind of again, a couple. Like we were fine, and like we went to sleep. We're like, all right, let's tell Ethan, our DP, kind of our like third in charge. So Ethan comes in the room, and he like walks in. He's like, guys, did you hear Caitlin all night? You know, camera operator's also getting sick all night. And we're like, no. We're like, Ethan, we got 2 hours of extra sleep, so go back to bed. And then as he's like walking back, he's like, oh, I don't feel too good. And we're like, oh shit. Here goes Ethan. And like you can't do much without Ethan. Like Ethan, like you need Ethan there, especially on day 2. That morning was like a wake up call. Like, okay,
Well,
all these people that are important are down.
as that was happening, Sheila, who helped set up everything, she got sick pretty much same time I did that night. The contractor that we used that was doing some work at Great Cliff, him and his girlfriend got deathly sick.
Yep.
So there was 4 right there, and we were all working together the day before, and then 3 of your people got sick.
So we knew something was up. This
And
was
then
fast.
Kyle was sick too.
Yeah, Kyle
on
came
set.
sick.
Yeah,
Yep.
Kyle Case was sick. So it wasn't looking good.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
And it wasn't like a sickness. I can work and be sick, like I'll be fine. But this was like I was done.
Yeah.
I could barely walk, couldn't do anything.
So I would say this was the one of many wrenches that got thrown into the game plan here, because you had to, like, naturally in reality, you're always adapting no matter what the plan was. But this was like shit. Like, you got to find a whole fuck adapting. Like, just find a new plan and like we got to run with it. Like, it was bad.
And we had 8 days planned of production, so there were 8 straight days.
We're supposed to film from the 6th to the 13th and have a break on the 14th.
By that night, I was not getting better.
Yeah.
And I knew at that point, like, something had to be decided.
Yeah.
So that's when, I kept talking to you, and we're like, we're going to have to shut production down.
Yep.
And flip all of this around, because we're going to have 8 days, and then 2 days and 2 days.
Yep,
like,
correct.
Following week, 2 days. Following week after that, 2 more days of production. So we're like, okay, well, we have 1 day and sort of a second day of filming. We can come back next week after everyone gets better, film for 2 days. And then the following week, that was supposed to be 2 days, is going to be 8 days.
Yeah, we'll go all the way to those other 2 days.
That's honestly what made the show great.
It did.
Having everyone together for that long amount of time, just...
If no one gets sick, let's say in hindsight, let's say this theory here. If no one gets sick, I don't think our team makes it through that first 8 day stretch. I think the contestant or two definitely quit. My team, you probably have a handful of people that quit, or we just can't deal with it. We can't work those 20-hour days on that first stretch. We were building the second stretch, but not.
Well, there wouldn't have been as much drama, and we can't spoil anything. But there was so much drama was created from each of those events that occurred.
And to speak about the sickness, like, thank God we pushed it back, because that group of 6 that got sick, like it grew to like 20-something people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, out of our crew, I didn't get sick.
All the contestants
and you, and you didn't get sick.
I was like, I don't know how we're not sick. Yeah.
But all the contestants ended up going down. Most of the crew went down the following day, the second day of that.
Yep.
And we also had that party planned for that Saturday. That had to get. We had about 100 people coming to that party. That had to get completely canceled. Vendors moved, guests moved, everything. We had live music, cigar bar, coffee bar, catering.
Flying out babes.
Yeah, like flying people out. Like there was people flying in for it. And we had to move all of that. And that was a total nightmare. The rental equipment. We spent thousands on that. That had to get extended. It was a financial nightmare. Truly.
And like that extra day, some people worked. It feels like an extra day. A lot of people worked because of that. Like,
so then costs. Well, the Airbnbs. Yeah. We had to dip from the Airbnbs, and so we had to get all new Airbnbs, and there was no refund there.
Yeah, no refund.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money to move.
So
things.
I mean, I think the sickness, it might have cost like an extra 20, 40,000, but it made the show that.
It made it worth it.
It might have cost the original estimate, but
return on investment.
Yeah, it was worth it. It did make it so much better. But then we came back and, well, let me hold that again. So we had to cancel the Grey Cliff party, and then we rescheduled it to in the middle of the final 8 days of production.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to fast forward here because I don't want to get too much into the details of the show, because you got to go watch it wherever it's premiering right now. You're going to love it. It's incredible. It's 1,000 times better than we could have ever planned. The party, once again, we were about to get hit by the snowstorm of the decade. Like, there'd never been a bigger snowstorm than that one that was about to hit us.
Yeah.
And so once again, we had to move the party forward a day. So it was on a Saturday. We had to move it to a Friday. Yep. Our clients didn't get stuck in Grey Cliff with us.
They would have been.
Our clients, guests, everyone.
They would have been.
And so once again, we had to move that party. We still had about 75 people show up, which was amazing. And the party was a huge success. And honestly, the timing of it in the show's timeline was perfect.
It's better that it was later.
Yeah, it was much better that it was later. We kind of built up to that moment. But that was a nightmare, because we had to move vendors around.
Oh, yeah.
We'd book them one time for the party. We had to reschedule them to a second time. We had to reschedule them to a third time.
A third time?
Guests.
Forget these people.
Yeah, guests, vendors, and everyone still pretty much showed up.
Oh, yeah.
Which was amazing. We had extra camera people there during that time.
Yep.
I mean, that was a logistical nightmare in itself. It was just chaos.
What about right after the sickness? We want to talk about that? You calling me, maybe?
Oh,
shutting down production.
Well, I can't.
Luke said he was like, I'm ready to take the episode 1 and just make a pilot.
yeah, I did. It's like, I don't want to give away what happened, but I was very upset. Go watch the show, you'll find out. But I was very upset with the way certain things went.
Yeah.
And I called Kyle up. I was like this close to firing him.
Oh, my heart was racing. I was like, shit, let me pull up the contract.
I was, it took me back to like my Army days, and I was going wild on Kyle. I was like, I am so done with you guys. You're dead to me at this point. What you're going to do is you're going to take the money I already gave you. You're going to produce the pilot, and you're done.
That's literally what you said. Yeah.
You're done.
You're like, we'll sell this. Yeah.
We'll sell the
And
pilot.
honestly, that if you chose to do that, watching the pilot, that would have worked. I think it would have worked. I think it would have worked. Yeah.
Really?
I think the pilot's that good, dude. I
Really?
think the pilot's just really well structured, and it was only the first cut we seen.
Thanks for letting me know.
So,
You never said
yeah,
that.
well, I think like it's good for like to know when we do go sell the show, when we show episodes to studios, like they'll be bought in after the pilot. I think.
Yeah.
The pilot shows a good a lot.
Pilot's good, but the rest is so.
The rest is so
So
juicy.
much
The rest
better.
just gets super real.
Yeah, it's so real. It's so raw.
And it
real.
switches. That's what it just switches completely.
Yeah.
The less everyone cared, the better it got.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't say it like that, but like to a certain point.
Well, and the better. No, you said it right. There were certain conditions that the contestants had to live in and survive through that made their filters be removed, and that created a much better show.
Exactly.
So, and it was all based around consequences for actions.
Yeah.
So there were certain actions that warranted certain consequences that I was dishing out gladly, and it was incredible to say the least. And season 2 is going to be so much worse. We're coming in hot in season 2. That was part of the beauty, because it did turn. People ask, like, what is this show? And I the only thing I can say to them is it's a real estate boot camp. That's a perfect description of it, because that is what it is.
That's what it becomes.
That's what it became.
Yeah.
But
real estate game show.
But the beauty of it, yeah, it's a game show, but it's also, I mean, boot camp, you're being trained to do a thing. Like, it's the same thing. They didn't know they were coming into that. That was the beauty of it. The contestants thought they were coming to
I didn't know. I made it.
the contestants believed they were coming into this super luxurious, staying in a $7 million house, this incredible place. They did not know they were stepping into a war zone.
Yeah. No, seriously, yeah. That's a good point, though. They're gonna have the supercars and
Oh yeah, they're like, oh
Start
my
out
god.
there.
Yeah, even day 2, the sick day.
Catered dinners.
They're fucking ordering Amazon Prime and all that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Catered dinners, beautiful candlelight dinners, like just everything perfect.
Yep.
And so when things changed up a little bit, they were not ready for that.
Yeah,
Some of them were ready. Some of them were. Some weren't.
They definitely weren't ready. They
But
were their contract saying, did I sign up for this?
They were never in their contract. Like, where's it where are my meals guaranteed here?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but yeah, it just turned out amazing. And then we did have the snowstorm hit, and that was quite devastating. Like, it was
But beautiful.
worst. But beautiful. Yeah.
Who could ask for that in a show? Like,
But the temperature dropped below zero.
Oh yeah.
It went below zero at one point. It was one of the coldest times we've had around here in the past 10 years.
We had sleeping bags.
Oh yeah.
It's warm.
We had the fire rolling constantly. There were just so many issues that the camera will never see.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the best we can showing that, going to the post-production side.
100%.
I'm just so excited for this thing to hit big screen soon.
Oh yeah, big screen.
So the future, we want to get into that real quick. Last segment here. The future of the Final Agent is very, very expansive. We'll continue to do seasons here in the DMV area. We would like to do Final Agent South Florida, Final Agent Texas, with some of the special guests we had on to this season. Would like to do their own season where they're the host, and the other guests on the show, including myself, would come out to their regions and help them. California, Los Angeles, Orange County, all these different areas, New York City. We do believe we'll be franchising 2 different regions. I'm not going to give too much on this. We have a spin-off planned that will continue the stories of the contestants that came through the show, which I think America is really going to want, because by the time you get done watching The Final Agent, you're going to be like, I want more of these people.
Yeah.
10 episodes wasn't enough to get to know this cast and watch them and,
Yep.
Laugh at them, laugh with them,
Exactly.
cry with them, cry about them. All those different things. Yeah, make them cry. You guys will love that. We do have a very large ecosystem plan for this, but it's just getting season 1 out and launching the rest of the ecosystem from there.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge.
It'll sell itself.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great
as
show.
Our executive producer would say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Show them sizzle.
Just show them. Yeah.
Just show 'em.
Don't even say any
Don't
words.
say anything.
Yeah.
Love you, executive producer Joe.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Fucking piece of shit.
Brock, any final thoughts on the show? What was one of your biggest takeaways from the show?
Takeaways from the show?
Like learn from the media side, from the media standpoint. Obviously, you were in the middle.
Yeah.
You were the hybrid of both of our worlds.
Yeah, you really were. You're kind of
Just being surrounded by like-minded people that I've honestly never got to spend that much time with. I learned more in that 2 or 3 weeks than I could have learned in a couple of years.
Yeah.
I learned a lot on YouTube. Just being there and seeing it and actually doing it is completely different.
And I think this goes without saying for all of us. The contestants would agree, the crew would agree, but there's no feeling. So kind of an undescribable experience being on a set. Definitely a reality show set where you're living there with your team, all teams involved. Like, it's just like, I'm getting cold chills. That experience alone, as stressful as it was, 20-hour days, sign me up, man. Let me live there for months straight. Like,
I love this.
A month?
I'm being serious, dude. Like, it was so fun.
Look, I'm talking to the camera right now. This was filming and production, the pre-production and the production of The Final Agent was the hardest, most difficult thing I have ever done in my entire life. It was harder than any task or school or anything I ever did in the military, basic training, going to air assault, all the different schools I went to, all the crap I went through in the military. This was harder than any of it. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. It was also the most rewarding thing that I've ever done in my entire life.
And it hasn't even paid off yet.
Hasn't even paid off yet. But I will never forget the day I wanted to leave that place so badly. During the 8 days of production, we were only, this isn't giving anything away, we were only sleeping 3 hours a night, if that. That just wears you out super, super quick. And then the stress load of everything, the party movements, the cost of what all of this was costing, and being the person that was paying for it every single day, knowing that 30, 40 grand, it cost every single day to be there and produce.
Yep.
Having to sort of ignore some of my real estate responsibilities at that time. The stress level was just so absurd, and I wanted nothing more than to just leave and be done with it, to wrap production, go home, go back to normal life. I will never forget leaving there that night, the final day. It's probably the most incredible feeling of my life, knowing that we just pulled that off. We pulled off an entire TV show. We had a little more than a month to plan it.
A month to execute it.
Yeah, a month to execute it. Literally, we did all of this in about 45 days. And we just did it, pulled off the whole thing within 4 days. Walking out that night, like looking back at the house, I was like, I want to do it again. I want to do it again immediately. Within 4 days of walking out that night, the show was in LA, about 8 minutes from Warner Brothers, beginning the editorial process, which was absolutely insane.
Shout out Paul Coyne.
Yeah, shout out Paul. Paul's amazing. Paul, Matt, you guys are the best. We love you. Thank you for all the work you're doing.
But I think even then, real quick, something that Paul said recently, like to you, that was just so awesome. He's like, yeah, next season, I'll make sure that I'm there on set.
Oh, yeah.
And, I just can't wait till like the future of this.
To talk about post-production a little bit, we discussed that in this living room. And the reason we filmed this in this living room is because that's where this started.
Yeah.
Like me and Brock were sitting here. That's where we came up with the idea. We called Kyle. Kyle came over here to this living room. We talked about it some more. But in this living room with Ethan, what's his title?
DP. Director of Photography.
Director of Photography. We sat here a week and a half after production, talked about how we had half the crew that we needed.
Yeah.
We needed more people in every single department. Mm-hmm. And next season, we're obviously going to have that because we'll have a larger budget to do it with. But it's unbelievable about what we pulled off.
There were every day.
There were 3 times back to production, there were 3 times during production that I had to go down to the basement with his crew. And one of these conversations happened upstairs too. I had to give them like an hour speech.
Oh, yeah.
To try to get them to not go home, to get them to stay and finish. And that's I'm not discrediting any of their work or the hard work and life that they poured into it. They were just
extremely demanding.
Beat.
Yeah.
Like they were filming for 20 some hours a day.
Yeah. Like
who wouldn't want to quit in that situation where Kyle's barely paying you?
Yeah. Oh shit, we're not.
Kyle's
You're not getting overtime, that's for sure.
Living
I got asked about overtime so many times.
Yeah, living conditions are terrible. The food's not that great. You're stuck in this house. There's a blizzard that's the biggest one of the decade
People
that's about to hit.
People are still getting sick.
People are they've been sick. They're getting sick again for a second time.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
They wanted to leave, and I don't blame them. And we had to go down there and be like, look, we're making something truly spectacular here. Let's just finish this. We're 4 days from finishing. Let's just hang in there. What do you got? You need more energy drinks? You need more nicotine? Here you go.
Let's get it.
We'll take a run. We'll go get
Seriously,
some.
yeah.
Keep going. Keep drinking Celsius. Keep doing Zins. Like, let's keep going.
You got to push through. And if you couldn't, I think a great thing about our team was willing to step up if somebody else needed to step down for a second.
Yeah.
And like you just got to push through. If you're doing something this chaotic and like ambitious, the only way through is the finish line. You got to figure out how to get there.
And I don't think I'm spoiling anything by saying this. Seeing the cast, the crew, every single contributor to the show, the stars or special guests that came on, seeing how much effort and energy all those people put into it is what made it so spectacular and so special, and made me so grateful to all of those people for every ounce of effort they put into it. And these two, I ended up buying them triple barrel shotguns right after the production. Because these two, I mean, they were literally going 20 plus hours a day, every single day.
Best month of my life.
And we still will.
Let me see that real quick. Yeah, we actually have 3 of these. It's awesome, right? This is a prop. This isn't real. This is fake. This is on YouTube right now. But yeah, I got these guys. We all have triple barrel matching prop shotguns. It's not real. It's
I
fake.
haven't shot my prop yet.
Yeah, it's for the next movie.
Yeah, it's just a prop. It doesn't work. You know, I'm so proud of just everyone, especially these two, for all the effort and energy they put into it. Because I really don't know how we pulled off what we did.
Yeah.
It was absolutely spectacular.
Just keep working at it. That's kind of how we did it.
Yeah.
And seriously, I mean, there's obstacles. You just keep figuring it out.
Just figured it out as you go.
Yeah, just have fun.
There were so many things to figure out. I mean, we did have fun. Like, it was very stressful, but it was also very fun at the same time.
The challenges were fun, but they led to like beautiful locations we shot at. Great guest stars. Well, fantastic guest stars. I mean.
The guests were amazing.
The things that gone wrong, you said this earlier. If nobody would have got sick, the show probably would have sucked more. Everything that went wrong ultimately felt like a curse in the moment, but was an absolute blessing looking back at it.
Every issue.
Yeah,
was
I
a
thought
blessing.
losing a contestant was tough at times, but I loved our new guy, and he did. Not to spoil anything, but like a lot of things worked out.
Everything worked out for the best.
Yeah,
in some way.
We almost kicked off Mike. Like, thank God we didn't do that. Like, I like Mike,
We almost kicked off a lot of people. There were a lot we had replacements for everyone, and that was part of the logistical part.
We didn't have fucking
No, we did. I had replacements. I had replacements for everyone. I had commitments from them. I knew they were going to be there if I wanted them to.
Yeah, I knew we had a couple
believe it.
weirdly girls.
Yeah. No, I did. I had replacements.
We had those
for
two
everybody.
girls that were pretty solid.
Oh yeah, I had a bunch. You were not part of that at times.
Okay.
Me and you.
There's a lot of one-offs, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I had people to replace people with.
Yeah.
It was nothing personal.
Yeah.
I just was like, hey, just can't cut it.
Yeah.
Get going.
Yeah, if you're not juicy enough.
Yeah, we'll bring in someone else. We got a whole roster here to pick from.
You want to talk about being a host of a show at all? Was that different compared to obviously you're in front of the camera. It's talking to the camera with Brock's kind of content.
In the beginning, in the first few scenes that we had, it was definitely very nerve-wracking to have that many cameras on you, that level of production, that much investment riding in it. This had to work at this point. That was really stressful, but I loved it. Like, I really loved it. At the end of the day, like, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I'd like for it to be maybe more meticulously planned out.
Yeah.
And part of the frustration was me and you. Like, we fought a ton.
Oh, a ton, yeah.
Well, during
fights.
production.
Yeah.
But it was, Kyle would be like, hey, we're going to shoot this scene. We got this competition starting in 30 minutes.
Take 2 hours later.
5 hours later. Oh, we're ready now.
Yeah.
And so it was me constantly, Kyle, hurry up. Kyle, I'm mic'd up. I'm ready. Like, let's go. We're ready. Everybody's ready. What are we waiting for? Run out of time. Let's go. So
But it's the guy, you're the voice of the show, so it's tough for you because you're always ready to go. Kyle's always waiting a little longer.
And that was an exhausting part of it. As a host, the contestants can come on and off. They might have one scene for their competition that day, and then they're out.
And if they fuck up a scene, we just cut it.
Yeah.
You can't cut your shit.
I have to be in pretty much every single scene.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
During the competitions.
Yeah.
Like, I am there. So I'm constantly on camera. So that is a bit tiresome. Like, where's you out?
Yeah.
But I loved it. I wanted to ask you, from a production standpoint, this was, up until this point, this has been your biggest project. What were some of the biggest things you learned from this?
And then I'm built for this shit. Come on, man. No, what I learned
I do
is,
feel like I was made for reality
I think
TV.
This is what I learned. You're the toughest client I've ever worked with. right? And I've worked, not
Really?
like I've worked with a ton of clients because I lead a lot of my own projects. They're my creative decisions. I have to say. And I like that you gave me that freedom on this too. But I knew that you were still we had a relationship that creatively, if you had decisions like, yeah, they obviously have to get done.
And that was implemented many of times.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Not spoiling.
No, a lot of your decisions got, and we did a great job.
I was fault
He was.
many a times on some of the things I wanted to do.
And I'm glad we let them happen.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, there was some where I was like, dude, this is not happening. You're like, Kyle, it's already done. See ya. Next morning, it's happening. But they worked out, right?
Yeah.
They worked out. So, like, you were never wrong. And I learned, over time, like, trust your judgment, which was great. But I think my relationship working with you is ultimately that helped. It helps me because it helps, like I'm saying, like, how you talk to the contestants to tell them to stop bitching about food, whatever. I had to take the same energy to the crew. And it's like, come on, guys, we get through this. Like, our lives are changed. Like, this is something different that we're building here. It requires something that's impossible. It requires the impossible task that we're signing up for.
Yeah.
You just got to figure it out and do it. So I think leadership-wise, I learned a lot from you. I learned a lot dealing with, and also, like, I wouldn't say, like, when I say you're the toughest person I worked with, it's because, yeah, you're tough, but also, like, you're always going.
Yeah.
And, like, that taught me I need to always be going, always be on it, receptive to phone calls all the time, and all this shit. So I think I've really learned a lot here, and really learned that it's like, when you're doing something on this scale, I'm still on 24/7 after the show.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
I
it's
learned,
been
you have to carry it. So that's really what I learned, to kind of put it in. I know it's a long-winded speech.
No. That makes sense.
I knew that would be the biggest thing that he would like kind of struggle with. Was I was like, dude, like Luke.
Oh, he told me this. I don't think you know this.
Like high production stuff takes time.
Yeah.
Like it's not just turning the camera on and going. Like there's 20 pieces to it.
Yeah.
Like and I knew like he was gonna be.
He told me. He's like, dude, I've seen him shoot a scene before, and they spent 10 hours.
2 hours.
But I
But
think,
30 seconds.
like, I think, dude, like, honestly, after this production, coming out of it, I mean, we're running green screen stuff here a lot, but, like, I think him and I can agree that we learned a lot from that stuff, that we can make that process way faster now. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't need those.
Totally.
I mean, we need our technicians. We love our technicians, but, like, we can set up stuff now and be fast, and, like,
That's true.
Yeah.
we were learning.
Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Like, just hurry up.
Yeah, figure it out. Yeah.
We only got one. We
Not
got
rocket
there's
science.
only so many hours in this day to get it done.
Yeah.
And we have to make it,
And we realized that on day one, like, we were behind. I
Yeah.
think going, like, dinner was probably, like, an hour later than it should have been, and,
Yeah.
like, you were behind.
Everyone, like the crew in general, like just getting in the groove of things, and then I feel like we were trying to make stuff too perfect.
Yeah.
That's what made. I don't think it made it like that much better. Towards the end, we were just all right, just rip it.
Just get raw with it, yeah.
Well, and that's what me and you have always done. Is like, I would rather have something or 10 minutes of something than 1 minute of like perfect, whatever. I just get as much as possible, especially when you have a cast that you're paying every single day and a crew that you're paying every single day. All this equipment's rented. You have a set amount of time.
Yeah.
Like if we BS for, let's say we got 12 hours to film that day. If we BS trying to make something perfect for 8 hours, then we only have 4 hours to film. I'd rather film for 8-10 hours.
Yeah.
And then go through all that content. Something's going to be great in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that drove me nuts. And then we started doing that to where we had the night crew and the morning crew and all the different crews rolling every single day, getting every single bit of footage that we could possibly get.
And I think that was great too, like, from my standpoint, like, being able to, like, we had the structured scenes. Like, every day we'd be like, all right, I'd start the morning, it's like, all right, we got to film this scene, this introduction, all that bullshit. The cameras are set up for this scene, we're not really ready to record yet, but Luke said something's happening, I would just be like, Ethan, take the camera and go film it. He would do it.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is great. And, like, they wouldn't bitch about it. And, like, they all knew that going into the show. They expected from conversations with Caitlin, who was on reality shows, you got to be ready to go. Yeah. So I'm glad they were receptive to do that.
To hit back, last thing too, because we're in post-production right now, and people have been asking for what is the final agent, and so we wanted to make this video talking about everything. In the post-production at this point, we are so blessed with some of the best editors in the world. Our first editor that we hired 4 days after we wrapped production, he's the only reality TV editor to ever make it into the Hall of Fame of editors, which is absolutely incredible. And hit on Matt real quick.
And Matt's been working with Matt and Paul, go back, probably about 3 decades working together. Both worked on big shows, Big Brother, Impractical Jokers, Bachelor,
Survivor.
what's that one show that Paul created?
Scared
Scared Straight. I asked Paul about
Scared
that.
Straight.
I'm like, do you know Beyond Scared Straight? And
Everyone
yeah.
knows about
I'm
it.
like, yeah, my guy made that show. Like, it was his idea.
Yeah, but we literally have some of the best people in the world that are editing the show right now. What's so unbelievable and so crazy to me is going from, our 45 days of planning, 2 to 3 weeks of execution, production, and then in West Virginia, DC, Maryland, all 38 terabytes, 40 terabytes of hard drives total. I got on a plane that following Saturday morning and flew them to LA and handed them to Paul, the editor.
Yep.
We went from West Virginia to LA. It sits in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is so absolutely insane that idea started in this living room, and it's now minutes from Warner Brothers, Disney, the largest studios in the world, being edited by the best possible people in the world.
Yep.
So I cannot wait to see this premiere and see where it goes. The future is very bright, and the ecosystem is going to be wide. And Brock and Kyle are also just excited to keep on filming season after
I'm ready for
season.
season 2, man.
Oh, I'm so ready.
I'm ready to get back on set. We learned a lot, and I think
Yeah.
that's the best thing is like our group operates really well together now. We learned a lot. On the editing side right now, we're dealing with some technical problems. We learned how to fix that shit.
And we understand each other way better, too.
Yeah, and I think people understand a lot of the production side, which is great. You never see that a lot. You never see a host who is like a producer. That's what I said earlier. You don't see that a lot, and I respect that a lot. We needed that,
Well, and I've tried to be involved at every single step, and not as much the production side because there was so much going on. There were so many responsibilities. Like Brock learned a lot of the filming side and, the whole cinematic scene to where for me, it's like I try to be on every call with the post-production side to learn all the different technical issues and editing and the process. So that's been really cool to see because I have maybe, I don't want to call it empathy, but a little more respect for that side. So that's good. And then, like you said, we all sort of know what we're doing so we can help move faster for season 2 and the future seasons as we expand. So the final agent.
Question.
Yeah.
Would you do season 2 before you sell season 1?
No. No, not.
No.
This is going to pay for season 2.
It's going to pay for season 2.
This TV ain't cheap, guys.
I don't know if this summer, if you were like, kind of bored, you're like, let me
would you finance the whole thing?
If I had the money, I definitely would.
Right,
that's my arm and leg.
Just got to find the money. Let's do it. I would love to, honestly. It is extraordinarily expensive to do all of this.
Crazy expensive.
Just like I bought lighting and sound equipment for, it's $5,000 just for a little green screen room.
I knew it was getting scarce whenever I was sitting on the stairs at Great Cliff and Luke comes up to me with his Fidelity app open. He's like, dude, what do I sell? I was like, oh man, he's going through it.
Yeah, we got to liquidate some stocks, pay for everything, man. It was expensive. Thank you guys for being part of this.
Of course.
I'm glad we got to sit down here and put this together so you guys can get a little feel of how the show was created, produced, and post-production now. So you're going to see it on TV very, very soon. Stay tuned.